Hi, Science 30s. Mr. Riley here again. I'm talking about electrical energy and have another formula for you guys. And there's a couple different ways to look at it. So just a little review. We talked about power last time. And power is measured in something called watts. And what a watt really is 1 joule of energy per second. So how many joules of energy are used or produced per second of time? Now we can use power to figure out how much total energy is being used. And you guys know energy can exist in a lot of different forms. We're talking about electrical energy here. Energy for us is going to be measured in joules or something called kilowatt hours, which we'll look at in a second. But I mean, really, when I'm looking at watts, it's how much energy is being used per second. So all I have to do to figure out how much total energy is being used is I got to multiply my watts or my joules per second by my time in seconds. And so if I take, my power, if that's in joules over seconds, and my time is in seconds, then those are going to cancel, and my answer for energy is just going to be in joules. So this is the formula that we're going to use. Now, there is one kind of catch to this, and that is that energy can also be measured in something called kilowatt hours. And again, right, that's power times time, just like our formula is, right? Kilowatts is power, it's 1,000 watts, and hours is time. So there's two different ways that we can look at. So joules and kilowatt hours, they're two ways of describing basically the same thing. Joules is something scientists use. Kilowatt hours is actually what you would see on your electricity bill. That's what I see on my electricity bill. It's pretty expensive. That's what you'd see on, appliances. If you go to Best Buy to go buy a new washer or dryer, you're going to see this EnerGuide number on it, and it's going to say how many kilowatt hours of energy that appliance is going to use. Let's take a look at a couple problems here. So first one, example: a heater has a power rating of 1,500 watts. That means it uses 1,500 joules of energy per second that it's operating. If you run it for 8 hours, how much energy has been consumed? Give your answer in joules. Okay, so I got a couple issues here. First thing, I have power rating of 1,500 watts. So that's power, 1,500 watts. Now my time here, I have 8.0 hours. Now, that's going to be a little bit of an issue for me because I need to, in order to find joules, I'm going to need my time to be in seconds. And so I want to find my energy, but I got to do something else with this number. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take hours and I'm going to multiply that by a little number that is something good to memorize. I mean, you don't need to memorize it. It's the fact that there's 60 minutes in an hour and then 60 seconds in a minute. So we can take hours and change it into seconds by multiplying by 3,600 seconds. So that's 60 times 60 is 3,600 per 1 hour. So we're going to take 8 and multiply it by 3,600. So I'm going to take my trusty calculator and do that. 3,600 equals 28,800 seconds. Okay. All right. And now I can do my formula here. So I have energy equals power times time. My power is 1,500 watts. My time is 28,800 seconds. So when I multiply those, I'm just going to multiply my last answer by 1,500 watts. And I'm going to get a pretty big number here. So it's 4, 3, 2, and then 5 zeros. Now, I should put this in scientific notation, and I should really do it to 2 significant digits since my 8